Let's chat.
It's hard.
You want to talk?
I know, that's disappointing.
Sit back. Let's work this
How's
out.
it going? What are we doing here? Where are you going? Hey there. Wow.
It's not always easy.
It's amazing if you think about it. Let's think about this.
Strange.
I have some thoughts about that. Life is hard.
Trauma bonded.
Day 3 in the Canadian Arctic. Just slap me across the face.
Okay. You ready? Did that help?
Yes, that was so helpful. Do you want one?
Yeah. That would be great.
How was that?
Yeah. So good. I love it.
Do you want another one?
No.
Okay.
I was thinking, when we get home, we should start playing pickleball, yeah?
I love that. That would be so much fun.
Yeah? Yeah. I also think that would be so much fun.
Our ladies are going to be so mad at us if we don't make it back, right?
So mad. They will be so mad.
Yes.
I'm gonna try to sleep.
Ooh, yes. Sleep sounds good.
Sleeping is tough.
Yes. I couldn't sleep at all.
I want to sleep.
Yeah, me too. But it's really hard.
I lost a finger,
Oh, no.
but I still have 9.
That's awesome. 9 is good.
Yeah, 9 is really good. Better than 8.
Yes. That's better than 8.
I'm glad I'm here with you.
I couldn't imagine being here with anyone else.
Okay.
Okay, welcome to Trauma Bonded. I'm Elly Westberg here with Therese Garcia.
Hello.
And today we're discussing...
Scussing.
Discussing.
Today is scussing.
We're discussing it.
Sexually happening.
Sexually happening.
Sexually.
We're discussing episode 360 of the podcast. This is actually happening. What if you were lost in an Arctic blizzard? A brief. A man's
I still
elective...
feel cold. That's
so
like
cold.
shaky.
I know.
We're so method.
We're
I
so
think.
character
We're
actor.
really.
A man's elective amputation sets him free to be the adventurer he's always wanted to be, but the trip of a lifetime to the Canadian Arctic profoundly tests the limits of his new body. And full disclosure, I am the showrunner for This Is Actually Happening, and T doesn't work on the show, but she's still amazing. And she comes in fresh, and this show, Trauma/Bonded, is for the listeners, a space where we can talk about each episode, digest it, and reflect on it with empathy and also a bit of levity. That's Trauma Bonded. T, what stuck out to you as the heart of Stephen's story?
Thank you, Elly. I thought the heart of the story today was one word, and I went with sever. A bit on the nose, maybe. Maybe. So when he severed his leg, everything changed, right? And when we think of sever, it can mean to lose. But for him, it really meant to choose, and it really meant that he chose freedom. And his story really wasn't actually about losing his leg. When everything was severed on his journey to the Arctic, when he didn't have comfort, food, people, any warmth or shelter, he really only was left with himself and Dave. And what he found was what his story's actual takeaway was. And that was, you don't know what you're made of until it's time to find out.
Until you're severed from all of your comfortabilities.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. So it really wasn't just about being severed, his leg being severed, but being severed from all of that comfort, seeing what you're made of,
Yes.
right?
Yes, that's very good.
Thank you, Elly.
For me, I'm reminded of the movie Signs by M. Night Shyamalan.
With Mel Gibson?
Yes.
And
Joaquin.
Phoenix, yes, yeah.
And there's the Culkin, Abigail Breslin, maybe. And Stephen points this out in this episode. It's like everything that he experienced up to until this moment, being caught in this Arctic blizzard, sort of prepared him for it. Sort of prepared his threshold for pain and suffering, right? So I was reminded of signs because it is this idea that sometimes we're being prepared for a thing we don't even know is going to happen, like an alien invasion. Meryl in the movie,
Oh, like the OA.
Meryl learned to swing a bat hard so that I don't know how familiar you are with the movie, but there's this moment where Mel Gibson is with his dying wife and she seems to be just like saying nonsensical things, but she says swing away. And that's like kind of a command to Meryl that he's got the record for the most strikeouts because to him it never occurred to him to not swing at everything. So it's developed in him this really intense hard swing, and so he can like really swing at the aliens because they're just like biological human beings. And then Bo is the young girl, and she thought that tap water was sort of germy, which caused her to leave all of these like glasses of tap water around the house, which we find out later, like the aliens, they find water poisonous, which is kind of a weird plot fail, but whatever. And then Morgan, the little boy in it, his asthma saves him because when he encounters an alien, they shoot the poisonous gas at him, but because he's got a history of asthma, his lungs close up. So there's all of these like signs, right? So just like Steven's chronic pain prepared him for this really epic journey in the Canadian Arctic, those different character arcs prepared those people and signs. Flip that around. Also, I want to say the heart of the story is about friends and the camaraderie of the shared experience / shared trauma, that combined you together forever. What does he say? He says, it's a thing that him and Dave say to each other. It's you were fucking there, man. That's all they have to say back and forth to each other to like understand pointed, shared trauma. You were fucking there, man. So I don't have to explain all of this to you because you were fucking there, man. It's a shorthand of a shared traumatic experience, and it's probably the most important of both of their lives. They both made it on the end, out to the end of it. And when they look back, when things are hard and they look at each other and they're there for each other, they can say, you were fucking there, man. That's a powerful thing. So let's get into it.
Well, like the OA, right?
Yeah, explain. I love the OA.
Oh.
As does Theresa's mother.
Yeah, I not as well versed. I only watched it once and I wasn't as obsessed maybe as you guys were, but they didn't know why they were learning this routine of sorts.
Yeah.
But they were learning it very specifically. It was very detailed and it was very important to get it right. And at the end, not to spoiler alert, but there were reasons for it and it ended up being really important for them to do that. I mean, you spoiler alert the whole thing, signs, but maybe that's okay.
I mean, it's from like 2004.
Yeah.
It's not really a spoiler 20 years later, is it?
Maybe not. When's OA from?
2018, 2019?
Yeah, we won't say anything.
Well, and also, I think this happens all the time in ways that we don't exactly see, is we are being prepared for the next stages of our lives all the time. And I will use this to segue. Next week is the 100th episode of Trauma Bonded.
That's something.
It's not nothing. And we have gone through a lot to make this show, and we've learned so much and we've experienced so much. And I think if you would have said to us 2 years ago, like, this is how you're going to feel after 100 episodes of this, we probably would have been like, oh, that's terrible. But
Probably shouldn't. But yeah, no.
No. But I think that it has tested us, it's tried us, it's moved us, and it's slow, but it's gradual. But I think that we're better off for going through this experience over these past 2 years than not have going through the experience. And I recognize how via this experience how change occurs. It's not like May 7th you're one way and May 14th you're a different way. That's not how change happens. Like change happens over a long amount of time, and it builds you and stretches you in ways that you didn't realize were going to happen, and it prepares you for your next endeavor. And that is like what life does. And that was exhibited in signs in a prolific way. And I think that's really exemplified in Stephen's story in a prolific way. You labor under a paradigm for years and years and years and wonder, is it all for naught? It seems fruitless. It seems endless. It seems stupid.
What?
It seems
Why?
like you're never going, like it's never going to bring you anything. But when you are about to enter into something new, or you experience something new, you can clearly see all of the things, all of the tenets, all of the pillars, all of the foundational elements that you've gleaned from that you didn't even know that you were getting, that set you up for your next adventure. And that's what's really exciting for Stephen and for Trauma Bonded.
That's great, Elly. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Oh, thank you. Oh, we just shook hands. That was very professional of us. We've done this every week. Not the shaking hand. Oh, we're doing a handshake. This is a secret handshake. I'm glad no one's seeing it because it's secret. But we've done it. Yeah, every week.
More or less, we've been pretty consistent.
Yeah.
And I'm really proud of us.
I think we didn't do one once or
I'm
something.
proud
What
of
happened?
us, T. We've had moments, but for the most part, we've been consistent, and I'm really proud of us. That's fucking hard.
Yeah.
And we've done it.
Is it? Yeah. No, it is hard.
People don't know.
They don't know.
Let's talk about trampoline injuries.
Oh my God. I've seen them face to face,
Ankle to ankle.
ankle to face to ankle.
Nose to ankle.
I mean, we've agreed as a family not to get a trampoline in this household
And I concur.
because of that.
I mean, imagine living with years of chronic pain. So he's got this bum ankle, apparently due to his doctor not being great and his mom being depressed and not a good caregiver. And he really focuses on this wanting to be a tough guy, like his dad and his uncle. He joins the Marine Corps. They let him blow shit up even though he's got an injury. Well, he joins the reserves, actually.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know what they're doing in the reserve.
But the desire there is like,
Yeah.
I want to be this tough guy. He talks about this several times.
Yeah.
I want to know I'm a man and I want to play with toys. Can we talk about this two-pronged approach
Mm-hmm.
to life? I want to be a man and I want to be a boy. I want to be a man, I want to be a boy. I want to be a man, I want to be a boy. What is that?
It's there. I went to a boy birthday party today.
Yeah.
It's really clear. There's a lot of,
Man, boy stuff.
yeah. And I know I wasn't being judgy about it, but people were talking a lot about it. Like, he's a boy, they're doing things, the boy things. I was like, okay. I thought it was fun. I started jumping in. There was like a bow and arrow thing. I mean, there were like Minecraft bow and arrow. There were plastic Nerf things and other things. And they're like, it's a boy thing. But the girls were playing too.
Yeah.
It was boys and girls, but they kept saying like, it's a boy thing. It's fine. So saying like things like that. And I was like, okay, but the girls are playing too, so it's fine too. Right.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, it's apparently a thing. Yeah.
Well, let me ask you this. I mean, don't you think encapsulated in Stephen saying that, I want to know that I'm a man and I want to play with toys. Like, that's exactly what he says.
Yeah.
About wanting to go into
Cool
the Marine
toys
Corps.
and armor and
I mean, is this indicative
weapons,
of
yeah.
the bad messaging that we have given boys and men for
it's a
the
whole
last
thing.
50 years?
I mean, not to jump to the end, but he was like, I even cried a bit. I was like, why are you saying that?
That's okay.
Why did you say that? What do you mean?
I think it is indicative of the mixed messaging that we give to boys their whole lives.
I'm hoping
Boys
that it's
and men.
changing. I hope it's changing.
It's fucked up, man. It's totally fucked.
I don't like it.
I mean,
It's okay. I mean, no, not okay. Like, again, at the birthday party, a boy got like a little injured and then he was crying. And then I saw the way the dad was like okay with him crying and like, and it wasn't like stop crying.
Yeah.
It was like he was comforting him and making it okay that he was crying. I was like, okay, no, it's okay. Like, a
Yeah.
little scared. It wasn't like, you're a boy, be a man, Like it wasn't like that.
Right. We've made some progress.
Yeah. So things were good, I feel like hopefully things are changing. I don't know.
I mean,
It's scary out there.
it's tough. It is. I think it's exceedingly tough to be a man in today's world. There is a ton of mixed messages about how you're supposed to be, what you're supposed to be to other men, what you're supposed to be to women, what you're supposed to be to in the workplace, how you're supposed to be tough or sensitive or not gay or gay.
It's dangerous. It becomes dangerous, though.
Honestly, I would not envy. I mean, women get a lot of obviously terrible messages too, but this is why I think that feminism is so important to equalizing men and women so that men don't feel like they have these unattainable versions of who they're meant to be, just the same as women. I mean, really, it's just be who you're supposed to be. I mean, anyway, we're not going to solve that here.
I think we should just solve it here.
Okay.
Let's just solve it so that it can just stop.
At any rate, he got in with his bum ankle. They let him in on a medical waiver, but when 9/11 happened, he had to be let go because they had to get real about who was fighting for them. He says so much, I think, so many poignant things about being in pain. Like his ankle injury, he was in chronic pain for almost 20 years. Chronic, constant pain. He says, pain is a silent experience. Did that resonate with you, T?
Yeah. I mean, it's loud, there in the beginning, yelling at people. I yelled at you when I was getting injured. But eventually, it's very inward.
It's this thing that you're always just distracted by.
24/7.
And it changes you. And he said, the way he characterizes it is it rots you alive. And I think that is so poignant. And it's a fire alarm that only you can hear. And it's never going to stop.
It stops for everyone else.
I've had big pains. I've had little pains. But his descriptors are spot on.
Yeah.
It is something that you are internally dealing with all the time. And no one knows whether it's my back, my knee, my thumb, my cramps. You can only talk about it so much before your friends are like, okay, shut
we
the fuck
get
up.
it.
Yeah.
I still, like my ankles, they're rubber bands now.
Yeah.
I deal with my ankle pain. It doesn't hurt at all right now. And it never hurts ever, really, if it's not injured. I'm like in constant fear that I will re-injure it all the time because I injure it at least once or twice a year. And it's like the worst feeling ever. And I'm gone for 6 weeks every year. Like I'm in constant fear it's going to happen.
Yeah. I think the older we get too, the more we learn to live with sort of chronic pain or chronic fear about injury. Like we know our bodies more, but that doesn't make it less detrimental to our quality of life, but so many people, I think, are in chronic pain all the time and you would never know it. And he's had lots of surgeries. So in 2018, after years and years and years of battling with this thing, he finally says, it's either the leg or it's me.
One way they've been, so the common thing from last week is the walking on bone thing that kind of kills me, I mean, it kills them, I'm sure. I'm just saying.
It's a visceral fucking
really,
description.
Like, ouchie, Some common things from last week. Was there a reason why, by the way, you have some inside scoops, Ellie, why this week and last week were
back-to-back
cold, back-to-back, physical injury, kind of foot, leg?
It's one of those things that
I thought it was like a restorative justice series. This is restorative limb series.
Actually, no.
Oh, sorry. I didn't know.
It is something I brought up.
I don't work for the show, guys, so I don't know. I
brought it up to the powers that be.
You're the powers that be, though, I thought.
Well, no? I brought it up in a text thread, and I was ignored, so I just... You're like, shut up, Ellie.
Serious.
Quit pointing out the redundancy, coldness.
Just skipped one. Could have had another one in between or something. Love it, Whit. Love it, Whit. He doesn't listen to this. So anyway, love you, Whit.
I will say that Forrest Chiras, who is editing our episode today, also edited the episode 360.
Thank you,
Congratulations, Forrest. You're doing the Lord's work. So, cut to the doctors. They don't want to cut your leg off.
Saints, these doctors.
Trust me, I'm the doctor.
They wear lab coats, so they know.
I also want to point out when I was 28, I wanted to have the doctor root out my reproductive organs. And they were like, no, trust me. I'm the doctor. You're going to have kids. You're going to want to have kids one day. I feel like they owe me for the last 30 years of pads.
I've been thinking about this for the past year. I should have gotten a hysterectomy.
Yes.
Like, ugh, it's
Yeah.
like one of my biggest regrets.
Thinking about how much time was given to pads and tampons and crams.
Still, I'm like,
and
could I do it now? Like every day that I'm not doing it,
Did
it's
you-
like, is it too late? Like,
Did you ever ask a doctor to give you tubal
I'm not going to
ligation?
the doctor. When am I going to the doctor?
I was 28. I asked for a tubal ligation. I was told, you're too young. You're going to want to have kids. And I was like,
I'm telling you, dude.
no. Why can't we do what we want with our bodies?
Well,
And I'm not even talking about women. I'm talking about humans. Why can't we do what we want with our bodies?
okay, this is random and I just thought of it.
Yeah.
What show was it? And I feel like you might know this.
Yeah.
There was a show. Remember, they're like, I want to amputate even though there's no reason at all. There's no chronic pain. There's nothing. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I'm getting a flashback to that.
Yes. There was
And they were able to do it. What's going on?
I believe
you-
that you're referring to
Yes.
a documentary called Whole, WHOLE, about people that had sort of
And sorry if I'm being insensitive.
they had sort of phantom limb situations
Oh, okay.
where, for whatever reason, psychological or not, they felt that to amputate a piece of them would actually make them whole.
Oh.
And it was really hard for them to find medical care that would allow it to happen because the first rule of medicine is do no harm. So if no doctor that's taken any kind of medical oath is going to remove a healthy limb for no reason, even if it's psychological. But you have to find very specialized doctors that are willing to remove a limb that does not have any kind of medical need to remove it. But there are people, however you want to describe why they have those feelings, that they think that they have this superfluous limb that if they could only remove, it would make them feel whole. WHOLE.
So they got it done.
But this is a whole different situation. This isn't
An
like
entirely
a healthy
different-
limb. This is an actual guy that has a case.
I'm just saying that they got it done. Why can't he get it done?
But it was very difficult for them to get it done. They had to go to
Okay.
like weird specialist doctors in like Scandinavia,
Oh, okay. No.
where they actually preserve freedom.
Okay.
Well, no, people in America don't like to hear that we don't have freedom because everyone thinks that we have the most freedom. I don't think that we have
Freedom fries we have.
We don't have freedom compared to a lot of nations.
Freedom fries we have.
There's a lot of people all up in your business telling you what to do with your body. What I really wanted to ask you though, T, is what do you think about how much people should have control over their own bodies?
I think they should have a lot of control over their bodies. Tons of it.
So drug use,
Yeah, totally.
elective amputations,
Sure. I mean, yeah.
euthanasia.
Yeah. What do you mean?
So you
What are you
believe?
saying?
No, I'm
Just
just
across the board?
how much agency should you have over your own body?
Tons.
100%.
Tons. Yeah.
What if
What if what?
the state wants you to prove that you're not psychologically able to have that kind of agency of your own body? Should they have a say in the matter? Or could you be completely fucked up on, I don't know, booze and cocaine and Ritalin and go to an office and go, I want to have my leg chopped off? Like, should you have that agency to be able to do that? if you're not in a full state right state of mind?
No.
Oh, so you do believe there should be
It's like
some
99%.
legislation around
Yeah, 99%.
the freedom to do what you want with your body.
Like 99%.
Okay, so then where does the legislation end?
I said 99% then.
Okay, well, go ahead.
That's what I said, 99%. What's yours? What do you think?
What I think is controversial,
Yours is like 0%.
100%.
Oh, okay. I said 99%.
No
so
matter
that's
how fucked
Oh,
up you
really?
are. Yeah.
good. Oh, no,
Yeah.
I think 99%. No, I disagree 1%.
So you think there should be a legislative body that can oversee if you were of sound mind when you made the
I
decision?
like a sound mind, sound body kind of thing. I like that.
You want a
1%.
sound mind, sound
I like a
body.
sound mind, sound body.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
But
I
that, do you
like
see
that.
how that starts to get slippery?
No, that's the 1%.
Okay.
I like a 1%.
Okay. But imagine just
100%.
like walking
It's only
around.
100%. That's insane.
Imagine walking around a bare bone. What that feels like. You can't. Imagine wanting to cut off a limb because your pain is so severe.
But that person's sound mind, sound body, sound mind. Say, hey, guys, I'm walking around on this bare bone over here. Can I get that? I'm like, okay, you're of sound mind, bare bone.
What if I had
Let's
a
do it.
beer and I said that to you, that I'm in pain? Does that negate?
No. I'm not
Everything I
saying.
felt?
No, that's fine. That's okay.
Well, I want you to be ahead of this board
I'll
that
be the
decides.
head of it.
Okay,
Let me be the head of it. We'll be fine.
What about this elective? So the insurance company decides that it's an elective amputation, even though it's from maybe a coverable loss that happened 2 decades ago. And the pain is gone. Yeah. And he's got a second chance of life. That's so amazing.
I love it.
But as he points
What do
out,
you mean?
there are consequences of living with pain, chronic pain for 20 years.
Yeah.
And this is where he points out sort of his capacity for pain.
Mm-hmm.
He puts his finger in a bullet hole of a woman and eats a sandwich. The point was he could
But don't you think-
experience things that
I
other
get-
people
that's the point.
would have freaked out
That's
in.
the point.
But because he's so used to living on this edge of catastrophe, he could remain calm in these sorts of situations.
I kind of felt the same way though. When I'm in a business meeting, I also feel that kind of stress.
What, do you want to burn the world?
But when I,
Give me a bullet hole. Let me put a finger in a bullet hole.
like, I got this, guys.
If I see a sandwich waiting for
Between
me
me
on the
and-
bar, I
And there's
will
a bullet-
plug up a bullet hole all day.
But you got me. in a
But don't
business
get
meeting?
me into
Dude,
a corporate
Dude, you don't
boardroom.
understand. I've got a meeting on Monday. I definitely do not want to go to. There's
I'd
like a
much
specific
rather-
meeting. Dude, you got a French dip? Okay. Like, I'm thinking about this boudin French dip, and then, you know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah,
like,
I
all I
do.
got to do is do that.
Yeah, preferred.
I mean, and I'm saving a life.
Yeah.
I mean, wow.
Yeah,
You're welcome. I mean,
you're not wrong.
you know what I'm saying? A
He's not
business meeting? Really?
No, corporate
Oh my
meetings
God.
suck ass.
I don't need to do that. I mean, I need to do that.
And he's got PTSD from years of this pain that he doesn't even really realize he has.
Right.
And he talks about suicidal ideation, and it feels like you're losing your mind. And that's when he experiences ketamine therapy, and it's a life-changing thing for him. As he describes it, he's rebuilding bridges in his mind, which is like a really poetic way, a really visceral way to explain it. He's got this new life. He loves being one-legged. Let's go on an adventure.
Amazing. It's like another example. There's so many examples when we listen to these things. Why aren't we running more, walking more, doing things? Why are we always just sitting on our asses?
Okay, T,
I'm just saying, it's always like this.
if you didn't learn anything from
What do you
this
mean?
episode
What?
about wanting to stay inside, no,
I'm just saying.
this is an
People
extreme.
go there's so many challenges. These people go and they just keep going and they do hard things. And I'm just like, ugh, really?
You want to do something
You know?
doubly epic to Everest?
I'm just suggesting, like, let's, run half a mile once a week, like something.
Dumb.
That's a waste of
He
time.
plans this trip to Baffin Island, which is Canadian, it's Inuit, it's the frontier of the planet. And I want to try to put these pictures on our Instagram. Here I'm showing T the map of where Baffin Island is. So if you want to, this is Baffin Island. So it's at the very top of North America. So you think of
Tippity-top.
America, you think of Canada, and there are these islands between Canada and Greenland, and this is where Baffin Island is.
Okay.
And I feel like we should put this picture on our Instagram,
Sure.
right? I found it
Yeah.
helpful to look it up
Yeah,
and
yeah.
see. It's very remote. It's got very bad weather. Stephen plans this trip and everyone drops out except for his friend Dave. And they're planning 9 days on the trail. They're dropped in polar bear country and they're
I mean,
like,
already.
let's do this.
Already.
And there's this beautiful cliff face collection. And all I kept thinking was, I am so lazy and weak.
That's just what I'm saying.
Look at these cliff faces. I'm showing T these cliff faces of that you could find on Wikipedia. I mean, it is gorgeous from the internet. I don't know that I want to be. Look at that.
It just seems uncomfortable.
Look at that. Oh, it sounds horrible. He talks about tussock. I also looked that up. So this is tussock
Oh, okay.
ground.
Oh. It's
This
all
is the
soft
soft
and-
ground that
Yeah.
was really hard for him to walk in a prosthetic.
It's like suctions.
Yeah. He describes it as memory, like a memory foam mattress. And it sounds cute and comfy unless you have a prosthetic limb, right? And it's really hard on his hips. And he says, tussock says, fuck your technology. And meanwhile, the ladies back home are mad.
Ladies.
They're so mad.
Calm down.
So they're, without getting into the tussock.
Things get bad. I mean,
Things
this
get
is where
bad.
things get bad. Bad.
Oh, and it's cold as fuck.
Wind.
The compass
Wind.
doesn't work.
Can't see anything.
This is the opposite of a Hallmark Christmas movie.
Yeah. No, it's getting bad. I wrote bad.
It's bad. Bad.
No
really
good
cold.
campsite. 12-inch snow. No, it's not 12-inch snow.
24.
It's 24-inch snow, which is double of 12.
It's really cold. Walk
Freezing,
south toward
yeah.
rescue.
Can't see sun, which seems bad. Compasses don't work. What's that? But okay. I don't know science.
Yeah.
But that seems bad.
Yeah.
It's like go north.
So they
No,
make it
south. No, north. Go
south.
south. No, north. And, back
they
and
don't know
forth
anything.
forever. At that point, everything's wrong.
Yeah.
Right? Everything's wrong.
So they make it to Glacier Lake and they have to cross this moraine.
Yeah.
And moraine is
Oh,
spelled
research alert. A lot of research alerts going
Yeah,
on.
and if we want to go back, if you want to search
Yeah,
for
what's a
anything,
moraine?
Baffin Island is Baffin.
I figured. Yeah.
Tussock is Tussock, and then moraine is Moraine. And the moraine is exactly what he describes.
Oh my goodness.
So moraine is a type of geological sort of layer of
You're fucked.
yeah. It's a
If you're skiing, it's maybe good.
you can't land in water or hill.
If you fall backwards, you land in water.
It's very weak.
You
It's
die
like this-
slowly.
yeah, it's bad.
New level of holy shit, I wrote.
I wrote holy shit too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he said that.
Yeah. So this is when Steven starts to fall and breaks his hand and his wrist and he's fucked and he just keeps going.
Yeah, die slowly. A lot
This
of
is
death words. I have a lot of death words.
this is
Death
what
like
he-
membrane.
Yes, I wrote that down.
Yeah.
Do you understand that? It's like,
No.
okay,
Oh,
like
I
you're in a
love-
cell.
His words are, he has a way with words, which I really appreciated.
Yeah.
actually. Yeah, this was really nicely described.
Yeah, imagine you're
Yeah,
in like
you're
a cellular circle
it's like The Cell with
and
Jennifer
you
Lopez.
it's
It's
kind
like
of like the OA too. Like you want to you
yeah.
go to like
You touch
touch it and you
and it's
feel a
like
reverberation. And if you like
yeah.
push through, you might push through
You're
to the other
birthed. Maybe
side.
you're birthed
Yeah,
again.
it's
But not
fucked.
in a good way. A bad way.
T, I have a question for you.
No, he liked it after the fact. I think he also liked it or something.
Have you ever
Been
not
birthed.
had enough calories?
You know, never. In fact, I've only had enough calories by probably double or triple, if not more.
I'm in awe
yeah.
of people that can exist on minimal calories for their physical exertion.
Yeah.
Based on my physical exertion, I could probably live off like 500-600 calories
Yeah.
a day.
I could probably live on what I've got going on right now
Yeah.
for the next couple months.
Yeah.
But I can't, if I didn't eat probably in the next hour, I would say I'm starving. Which is sad.
Agreed. It's really sad.
I'm no king, but apparently.
And how awful is it that he talks about how he can only sleep like 20 minutes at a time? That sounds fucking terrible.
I feel like this is how I feel when I go camping.
Camping is terrible.
Yeah.
I can't wait to go this summer.
You want to go beach camping, which sounds, I don't know why.
It's 30 minutes from
I
South
just
Civil.
feel like,
It's like
we're
right
going to go, and I bet you we are going to go. And we're going to go beach camping. I'm going to be so happy. And you could just be like, why did we decide to do this? I'd be like,
No.
It was you.
When we went to Wildcat Camp, we hiked 6 miles into our campsite with our
Yes.
packs on our back.
I loved it.
Did I complain?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, I don't know your point. I don't understand what you're saying. Yes.
But I didn't regret it at all. And that was so
No, you didn't regret it,
that
but
was
you
so
complained
much
the whole time.
time. But
Just
that was so
only
much
when you were
less.
awake.
Only when I was sober and awake.
Yeah.
That was so much, and hiking. That was so much
Yeah.
less than.
Yeah. But we have only great memories.
We're driving like 30 minutes from our
Yeah.
homes.
We only talk about it like it was the best. But when we
It
were
was-
doing it, you hated it, and you talked about how much you hated it. But when we talk about it now, it was the best.
We
You're
enjoyed
right.
it. We enjoyed
I loved
it.
every moment.
And like camping now that we want to do, it's like we're not that far from it. Like they're hiking. Do you know
Do
what
you
they're
know how much you're gonna hate it, especially with our children? I'm
Hey,
just letting you know.
send me
letting
out
you
to
know.
Baffin Island with your kids? Yeah, I'm gonna be fucked. Bodega Bay, I think we can handle it.
Okay, and I'm only going to like 5-star restaurants and staying at
Yeah, which are
hotels.
literally within like 3 minutes.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, anyway.
Sorry.
So I loved it when I didn't love it, but it was really like you could really understand what was happening even when he talks about how they couldn't see anything. It was like they were living in a white universe.
Yeah.
How fucking, thank God he had Dave. And
Yeah.
this is the point where he explains like Dave is this go-getter, solution-oriented problem solver guy. And Steven didn't really say exactly who he was,
I don't
but
know who that guy is.
he just said he curbs Dave. And he
I
was
felt like
also,
he didn't exist for a minute.
he was also broken and didn't want to tell Dave. They're starving, they're freezing, they're in pain. And Steven didn't want to tell Dave about his level of suffering. His years, and this is the signs moment here, that's when he says that his years of pain really grounded him for this whole situation. And this fucking sat phone, man.
Yeah. Disappeared.
It
Where did
disappears.
this thing go?
It fell in like a lining of Dave's pack.
Yeah.
Ugh, crossing the river. There's just so many moments. It sounds like Dave almost dies crossing
I know.
this
Oh my God. I
river.
thought he was going to die. You guys, I was like, this is actually happening,
These
people.
guys.
No, I
Fuck
was
these
mad at you
guys.
guys. I was mad at you and Whit.
Me?
Yeah, I was like, oh my God, you're going to kill Dave. I was like, we're almost done with this episode and you're about to kill Dave. I thought that was what was going to happen, but you didn't. So I was happy. And then
Hey.
I wasn't mad at you.
Dave has woodpecker lips.
Okay. Oh, well, good. Well, you didn't kill Dave and I was happy you didn't. I'm
And
so
they have
happy.
this big moment where they finally traverse this river. They get to the emergency shelter. They find the sat phone,
There it is.
but they're hypothermic. They're
Oh,
in
no.
trouble. They cry. It feels like a failure. What's fascinating about the Inuit when they are rescued is no one gives a shit about what
Yeah.
they've been through. They're like,
Guys, I just went through this crazy thing. They're like, okay, pussy.
yeah, this is what we expect in the North.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing. There's a lot of aftermath. Imagine 6 to 8 months of pain in your hands and Dave's feet. But they needed each other. They realized that they had each other through this whole thing, and this is what provided them the jovialness and the calm. And this is when they established that you were fucking there, man. Like, oh, that camaraderie. And I love how Stephen talks about, like, he started 2023 with ketamine therapy and healing, and he ended it with a fucking survival tale for the ages. And I just want to read this quote that Stephen says at the end of his episode. I refuse to let age or physical limitations deny me the quality of life that I feel like the medical industry in America denied me through their cause of doing business. Fuck.
Here we go.
Fuck.
Oh boy.
I'm not gonna say any more about that. But
yeah.
he makes a really excellent point there. And if that doesn't make your hair stand up on edge, I don't know what else will. And at the end of it, really, it comes down to the way Stephen Lee lives his life is laugh or die.
That's kind of like how we do it.
I agree.
Yeah.
Laugh or die, man.
Yeah.
It's all fucked. And if you want to go out there and be part of it, it's going to be fucked and you're going to have fucked up things. But if you can have a best friend, like I have in T, I have a best friend in T. I know that anything I do with her, we're going to enjoy it. No matter how hard it is, we're going to enjoy it on some level because we just have that kind of relationship and camaraderie. And it's just going to continue to tie us together for years and years and years beyond whatever we have. And I hope that you have that same kind of friend. I hope that you have that same kind of bond with someone else. And I hope that hearing about these experiences doesn't make you want to stay inside, but I hope that it makes you want to embrace whatever challenges, whatever adventures life might bring to you, whatever they look like. Maybe we're not all going to the Baffin Islands, but, something.
Something.
Or die.
Or die. I choose laugh.
Thank you for listening. This has been an episode of Trauma Bonded. You can find our show where episodes are kept, like podcast episodes. Please rate and review us. Thanks to Stephen for sharing their story and giving us the opportunity to talk about it. Thanks to This Is Actually Happening team, including Whit, Missildine, Andrew Waits, and the maker of our music and website, Nathaniel Tromboli. And thank you to Forrest, Chiras for editing this episode, and to Katy, Caple for building those lost Instagram posts. Please subscribe to us on YouTube. You can contact us at traumabondedpod@gmailofficial.com. Wait, what? You can...
What is it?
traumabondedpod@gmail.com. You can find us on Instagram at traumabondedofficial. We are trauma bonded to the storyteller, to the listeners, and to each other. Thanks for spending time with us today. Love you, T.
Love you, Elly. Good job. Hey, thank you.
Hey, thank you. Okay. Have a good day.